Let's begin with the Freeman-Schiano duo. Freeman going to be here Monday night. Schiano trying to get a win. Let's start with Freeman. Go ahead, Jay. We'll start with Freeman.
Look, the plan had been to let Freeman sit on the bench for 2 weeks, let him really learn. Bill Musgrave was really trying to go back to what he did in college a lot, really start implementing that. But after Matt Castle last week, they already know what they have with Ponder. They are on their last rope. They basically, Josh has been there every night, and, till the last one there. And that was one of the important things that they were hoping to see from him, and he has been. He has been there until 10, 11 o'clock every night. And they basically came to him after that game and said, hey, can you do it? Can you handle it? We don't want to throw you in there and put you in a bad position, but this is why we brought you in here. This is the time. So, I think they've realized at this point it's either Josh Freeman or we look for somebody in the draft or next year because they know what they got in Ponder. And I'll say this, they like the way Ponder responded in practice, but they know what they got in him. And Castle went from a guy who they were able to really, the players said this is what we're looking for in a quarterback, as opposed to what Ponder was. But obviously he was just atrocious last week. So, hey, it's Josh Freeman's turn. They actually offered him a 2-year deal, and he turned it down. He just wants the 1-year deal. So they're hoping he ends up being their future, though.
All right. And what about Schiano in all of this? How about Schiano now?
Mike, real quick, I'm sorry to get back to this one, though.
Yeah.
The other interesting factor in this that people probably don't know is the last year of Leslie Frazier's contract.
Yeah,
so
he needs some wins.
Right now.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to be out, no question. He desperately needs some wins. I totally agree. All right, what about Schiano, who desperately needs some wins also?
Schiano, it's the same old stuff, man. It's just, they're a team they brought him in to be disciplined, and they're not. They're not a disciplined football team. And, I keep saying it, I've said it time and time again, the right answer down there is Lovie Smith. And I'm not going to stop saying it until they acknowledge it. He is the guy. He's a grown-up. There's no drama with Lovie Smith. And you want a guy who's going to, bring in this mindset of discipline. And he's not so much a crack-the-whip type of disciplinarian, but guys, they do their job over there. Guys don't make so many mistakes. And even if you mess up off the field, it never became a distraction ever under Lovie Smith.
Yeah, I agree. Lovie Smith deserves to be a head coach again. I think he will be. I totally agree. I think he, last year the offensive guys were get a job, but he definitely deserves to be a head coach in the league. He did a good job with the Bears. All right, Gronkowski.
Hey, Mike, when he was interviewing last year, all right, it's all you kept hearing is, well, who's going to bring in for offensive coordinator?
Right, that's all they care about. Right, yeah.
It was, but this is where these owners get it wrong. You're not hiring a guy to be a coordinator. You're hiring a guy to manage 53 corporations in that locker room. You're hiring a guy so your entire locker room turns around and takes his personality.
I totally agree. I think he's a good head coach, and I think he will definitely have his chance to get a job next year, and he should pick a good one. Now, Gronkowski, is this finally the week he goes now?
Yeah, and here's the craziest thing, Mike. First of all, it's always been his decision. All right, there's not been all Patriots doctors haven't cleared him. He's been going in practice. He's been going fully. He's looked great. Guys are kind of, what's going on here? But they also, I don't know about everybody, kind of complaining about it. The players I've talked to thought it was great that he was dictating when he was coming back. Usually it's done the Patriots way. You do it how they want it, when you want it, and that's it. And he was going the other way, saying, no, I'm going to tell you when I'm good and ready and healthy. And I think there were other people from his family who were involved in this decision. But finally, yes, he gets the clearance. So he has decided he's able to go. And, this was not the biggest thing about this. This is not the other way. This is not the Patriots going, no, we're going to wait and see. This is Gronk telling them when he's ready.
All right. How badly hurt is Ware hurt for the Cowboys?
There were reports of 3 to 4 weeks. I was told they don't think it's that long. You never know. But they don't want it to linger. But I was told more like 1 or 2. I think he's even making this week's trip. So, they were pretty emphatic to me that 3 or 4 was a little too conservative. But, again, you never know. If you want to make sure that it's not recurring and a guy doesn't keep, having the same muscle pull, then you got to err on the side of caution. But nobody could really put a timetable, but they didn't think it was that long.
All right, how banged up are the Falcons for this week's game?
Yeah. Look, Roddy White, he is out. Steven Jackson, he is out. Roddy White, I think would be very optimistic to say he's going to play next week. And I believe their other tight end, he is out. I know that they're talking about him being out early in the week. I don't think he's listed as out. But they are about as banged up as I could ever recall a team. I mean, it's every skill player they have. You got, Tony G, and you got Matt Ryan, and that's it. The offensive line is banged up. They're really banking on their two linebackers, and Spoon and Bierman. They were out. I mean, this team is just decimated. There's nothing that could. People like to say, well, a lot of teams have injuries. No, not like this. And sometimes injuries are a reason.
Is there going to be a market for Maurice Jones-Drew? They say they would trade him for the right offer. Is there going to be a market for him?
It's hard because he keeps relying on a big contract. He's been beat up a lot, so he's been banged up. It's kind of hard to say, well, we're going to trade for a guy who we know wants to, hold out for a big contract, and he's injured quite a bit. So I think that'd be kind of lofty to think they're going to get something for him unless they're willing to give him away for not a lot.